Good morning, gentlemen. Monsoon has set in. It's raining outside, and I thought I have a word with you all here. I'm going to talk about Pakistan. Pakistan, as you know, in the throes of death. और मुझे ये आइडिया पाकिस्तान के बोलने के लिए तब आया जब when I saw a video made by Mr. Sethi, the ex-chief minister of Punjab, that is Pakistan Punjab, and who was also the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board. तो इन्होंने एक वीडियो बनाया in which he said that Pakistan will break up into 3 or 4 countries. Now he's a very respected Pakistani political leader, and he's also a renowned person in Pakistan. He's a very respected man, and his channel is Sethi Se Sawal. And in that, I was surprised when he said that his opinion was that Pakistan could break up into a number of states. Now that is a real possibility. We must remember that what is apparent is not real. You know, the Soviet Union collapsed within one night. When we say one night, it's like a midsummer's night dream. And the Soviet Union, that is the USSR, broke into 18 countries in a jiffy. And then it became a democracy, and in equally good time it became a dictatorship, and Putin became the king, the monarch, or whatever you want to call him, the ruler of Russia. And the USSR transferred to Russia. 18 countries broke away. So if it could happen to the USSR, in my opinion, it can happen to Pakistan, which is facing the throes of death. You can well imagine the element of fear stalking the Pakistan land, the entire state of Pakistan, where even the Chief Justice of Pakistan is not safe. The Chief Justice of Pakistan recently had acquitted a Ahmadiyya Muslim of the charge of blasphemy. Now, blasphemy laws were amended by General Zia-ul Haq when he was the martial law administrator, and made death sentence mandatory for the offense of blasphemy. And with the result, this is the most draconian of Pakistan laws, and more than 115 Pakistanis, mostly from the minority communities, that the Hindus and the Christians, are on death row. And the Pakistan is proud of it. But in this case, the Chief Justice, never knew what's going to happen, because huge crowds began to mile around the capital city, and they laid siege to the Supreme Court of Pakistan. And there, one of the speakers, I won't like to name him here, he made the announcement that there would be a award of rupees 1 crore for beheading the Chief Justice for giving such a judgment. Now, what was wrong with the judgment? Nothing. There was no evidence against the person. And so the Chief Justice followed the canons of law. But to the multitude in Pakistan, it was sacrilegious that an Ahmadiyya Muslim, who are not recognized as Muslims in Pakistan, should be acquitted. They wanted him to be hanged, stoned to death. And that is what really is the issue. The dominance of Pakistan by the extremist elements, the mullahs, the qazis, and the extremists. In such a situation, do you think Pakistan can survive as a nation? I don't think so. Because Pakistan, unfortunately or fortunately, is ruled by the army. But the army has its own axe to grind. I don't think they are a nationalist army interested in the development of Pakistan. They're not interested in that. If you take an example from history, you know, there was General Kemal Mustafa, who is known as Ataturk. He took over power in Turkey, abolished the caliphate, sent all the members of the caliphate, almost 70 or 80 of them, into exile, and was told not to come back to Turkey for the next 50 years, 50 or 60 years. And he modernized Turkey. The women were forbidden, or rather discouraged, to wear the burqa. They were advised to wear skirts, and Turkey began to become modern, and he introduced a secular constitution for Turkey. Now, the Pakistan army could have done something similar, but then, Pakistan is Pakistan. And what they did was something worse. They brought in obscurantism. They began to support terrorist organizations, thinking that they'll be able to fight India by terrorist acts, because they had lost 4 wars with India and couldn't get Kashmir. So they thought it's a good idea to have terrorism. So they tried to distinguish between good and bad terrorists, not realizing that terrorism is a seamless organization. It has nothing to do with good or bad terrorism. Now there is a terrorist group called the TTK, that is Taliban Pakistan, which is fighting for the imposition of Sharia in Pakistan. And they are going and attacking so many people all around, in particular the armed forces, and Pakistan is at its wit's end. The Pakistan leadership was always hobnobbing with this group earlier, Imran Khan in particular, but thankfully he is now in jail, and his pratik, General Faiz, who was the chief of the ISI, is also been arrested and put in prison. So it's a very, very dicey situation as far as Pakistan is concerned. The first is the rise of obscurantism. Second is the rise of fundamentalism. The third is the rise of terrorism. Now we come to the next point of Pakistan, the army. The army is becoming more and more the bugbear. It's the only organized force in the country, and I see no reason why it could not have acted against the crowds which were demanding the head of the Chief Justice of the Pakistan Supreme Court. And there have been very sad occurrences, as you all know. Mr. Salman Taseer, the governor of Punjab, was earlier shot dead by his own bodyguard because he had advocated that the blasphemy laws be repealed. Pakistan probably feels it's the only country in the world which is carrying the cudgels of Islam forward. It's not like that. What they're carrying forward is something tinged with obscurantism, backwardness. And they are making Islam look like the ogre which will eat you up. No wonder the European countries are all taken stand against Islamism, and many of the countries are not giving visa to Muslims, and Japan has followed suit. And wherever the Islamists have gone, they have committed mayhem, murder and killings. They kill the minorities wherever they get the chance. In Bangladesh, in the recent topsy-turvy battle there when Sheikh Hasina had to run away, what happened? Gentlemen, hundreds of Hindus were killed, and many of them were hung over the nearest bridge or pole, and business continued on the roads as usual. Pakistan had a population of about 20%, 27% minorities in the 1950, and now it's down to 3%. I would like people to explain how this happened. It was mass-scale conversion and migration. Many of the Hindus and Christians just left Pakistan. They didn't want to stay in such a boycotted country. And now Pakistan is breathing its last in the oxygen tent. It's got no foreign exchange. Nobody wants to invest in Pakistan. Tourism is zero. And rampaging mobs move over the countryside. And if they want a score to settle, they will say, bring in the charge of blasphemy against you and get you either burnt or killed. The case of the Sri Lanka manager, this gentleman who had been working in Pakistan for years, was just burnt alive on the charge of blasphemy. So it's about time people realize what Pakistan is up to. In fact, things have gone out of control, and the only solution is now the breakup of Pakistan into 3 or 4 states. We have the Baluch Liberation Army fighting for their homeland in Baluchistan, and the northwest frontier province we have the Taliban, they don't want to be part of Pakistan. They want their own independent state. And Pakistan had thought, and rather General Faiz had thought that, well, he could be friends with the Taliban as well as pocket billions of dollars into his pocket, and people would be clapping and say, "Ah, a great man he is," and now he's sitting in jail because of corruption charges, and also the Taliban has disowned him. They don't want to do anything with this man. They don't like the Durand line. They don't approve of it, which is a relic of the British Raj, just as the Chinese don't recognize the McMahon line at the border between India and China, which is again an imposition of the British. Gentlemen, Pakistan, terrible state. No exports, no manufacturing, no food. Everything to be imported. Medicines they have to get from India. They don't want to trade with India. They are living in a daydream world, and all they can do is increase population. And this is the biggest bugbear Pakistan is going to have. Hunger, destitutes, disease. This is going to be the watchword in Pakistan as the population keeps on increasing. You can just imagine in 1971 when Bangladesh broke away from Pakistan, its population was more than Pakistan. But now the population of Pakistan is about 6 crores more than that of Bangladesh, and it's continuing to burgeon. There are no jobs available, nothing. The youth are just moving around and saying, haha, what to do? And the rich are piling their money, trying to run away abroad and settle down either in England or in any other country and just say, well, what the hell are we going to do? So, gentlemen, it's a very, very dicey situation. Worse than what it was in the USSR. There was no insurrection there. It was only an economic collapse. But here there's an insurrection. Battle groups are roaring around, even dacoits. Recently, you know, the dacoit gang attacked the police patrol and killed 11 policemen. Well, that's a bit of a joke. So, right from dacoits down to insurrections, terrorism, stalking the land. On top of it, the Pakistani men just want to have a couple of wives and impregnate more and more of them, so that the population increases, no food to eat, nothing, and Pakistan is now become a basket case for the world. I think a lot of blame must go to America for this situation, because America was always mollycoddling Pakistan, and now China is trying to do the same thing. And America burnt its fingers, went away, and Chinese are going to do the same thing. They invested about $60 billion in Pakistan, and the result is big zero. And the other country, which is also to be blamed for part of this predicament of Pakistan, is Saudi Arabia. I feel very sorry that such a country like Saudi Arabia should be going and just pumping billions of dollars into an abyss of no return. In Pakistan, now, Imran Khan is the most popular leader, but he's got very, very obscurantist ideas. He's an extremist, and it will be a very, very bad time if he comes back to power. I don't think he will, but let's wait and see. In the meanwhile, gentlemen, I've given the picture in Pakistan. Pakistan is the land of Hades. Hades is the land of death. And we should be very, very wary of Pakistan. And to top it has some nuclear weapons also. And I hope their command and control is good, and the Americans are keeping a watch on them, because they could just implode and finish Pakistan from the world map. I hope you like this video, gentlemen. If you like it, please share it with your friends, and subscribe to my videos, like them, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you get more of my videos off and on. And meanwhile, I'll say goodbye, take care, and God bless. And I hope Pakistan can see the dawn. But there's no dawn coming. It's only the dark night for them. Bye-bye, and God bless.